So I want to take a little break and go into some nonfiction that I read. And the two books that I'm talking about, it's Almost Always in Philadelphia and Comedy Samurai. Now, Comedy Samurai is about Larry Charles, who I had no idea who he was until I saw some YouTube videos about him, and I picked up his book and I was like, oh my God, this is the genius behind, he was the director of Borat. He helped with Seinfeld. He was friends and is friends with Larry David. He worked with Seinfeld, and he did Bruno, Curb Your Enthusiasm. He helped on that show. And he's a very, very talented guy, but he has an actual entertaining story. Now, books that are considered memoirs, I know some people think that it's at least partially fiction. It's not entirely fiction. I don't know about that. I know that his stories that he says in there are believable because he has actual failures, like I'm sure many people are going to start a memoir with or biography with to talk about the failures so they gain your trust, so you're watching, so you're listening. But he has a lot of failures. So that's why I kind of respect him to throw that out there. And he goes into a lot of mistakes he's made and a lot of things that he may have done differently if he could, if he had the option, like he worked with Arsenio and Arsenio Hall, like the jokes that he wrote maybe weren't hitting with Arsenio's audience and his crew. Insight that I didn't know about. I like reading about insight, things that I thought I knew. I thought I knew Sacha Baron Cohen was involved in Borat. I'm sure he had a director. I didn't know how many times like Sacha Baron Cohen was like going to the bathroom before he would go out, how scared he was sometimes, how Larry Charles, maybe in a few instances, saved his life by coming up with escape plans that, you know, he may have been beaten in some cases. So really respect that. Really, really enjoyed that book. Sadly, with books like this, you know, there's not going to be a sequel, right? With this one, it's about Kimberly Potts, and she goes into, I thought this was similar to this. It was going to be a lot of backstory to Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which it was. I think this is the second funniest show I've watched after Curb. But it's a lot of recaps as well, maybe about 30% through the book, about the shows. And at some point, it does get tedious for me. It does get boring for me. Even though I love the show, I feel like there's less of a story, more of, hey, this happened at this time. This is a summary of the show, but I've already seen the show. Tell me more about things that I perhaps didn't know. It got tedious for me. I think it's pretty hard to write captivating nonfiction. You have to really get someone involved in a story. There's a book called The Wager right now that's doing really well that I want to read. That's also nonfiction, but it's about shipwreck and stories through different people's perspective. And I heard really good stuff about, so I want to check that out. But for this one, I rated this one a 6 and I rated this one an 8 just because, again, I'm rating books. The writing's good for both of them, but I am rating books on story. Does it keep my attention? Do I want to know more? Do I want to keep reading? Do I want to finish the book? Do I feel accomplished when I read it? Is there closure at the end? Did I learn anything? Can I apply anything to my life? A lot of self-book business books you have really don't do that. Some of them try to involve stories. A lot of them don't, and they get boring. The ones that do have stories try to teach you through the stories and give you lessons. So by the end of it, you feel you can apply some of those concepts. I think it also helps if you're interested in the shows. Like if you hate in the movies, if you hate Borat, if you hate Seinfeld, if you hate Curb, you're probably not going to like the book. I mean, it's just that you're not going to be able to relate to it. This one is if you hate Always Sunny, you're probably not going to want to hear the stories, obviously. So I think it narrows it down for the type of audience that these are geared to. But there's new seasons of Always Sunny out recently, so there's for sure people watching it. So there might be a demand for this book and people wanting to know more about the stories. It just didn't do it for me. If you're looking for nonfiction, I would recommend Comedy Samurai by Larry Charles. Great book. And if you are really, really, really into Always Sunny in Philadelphia, then I would recommend this book and you might enjoy this. Again, this was a 6 and this was an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and we'll get back to fiction in the next video. Thanks again, guys. My name was Arash.